Hello, I'm Jessica from Shutterstock, coming to you today from the beautiful and sunny Los Angeles, California. And I am here to talk about one design trend that is here to stay in 2019, and that is marble everything. Today I'm going to show you how to use these colorful marbled backgrounds in Adobe Illustrator to revamp your business cards as well as some social media graphics. So let's head into Illustrator right now and get started. So here we are in Adobe Illustrator, and let's get started on our first project. This is a social media graphic, and more specifically, this is a graphic for Pinterest. For this example, I'm showing you how to make a social media graphic, which can be used in Pinterest, Instagram, or any of your other social media needs. But you can use the same example for greeting cards, packaging design, your logos, anything else that you want to use these marbled textured backgrounds as an actual background in your designs. So I already have my text set right here, as you can see, and if you want to just go ahead and add your text, you want to go to the type tool and you're just going to type out your blog post title. So this is 3 new ways to master Instagram, and then I also have a website which is shutterstock.com, so you want to make sure that you're adding your website to your social media graphics so people know where they're coming from. So first we're going to add the marble texture here. So we're going to go up here to File, we're going to Place, and I'm going to add the marble texture 11. So I'm adding the full color JPEGs right here. I'm going to just double click this, and then I'm just going to click and drag. So I want to make sure that it covers the entire artboard. And then I'm just going to move it around until I get the desired position that I want. And then from there, I'm going to add a rectangle. I'm actually going to set this to white. So if I want to change the fill color right here, I can just double click. I can change this to white. If you want to change it to any other color, you can just put your color code in there, or you can play around with the different colors in the color picker. So once I'm done with that, I'm just going to click OK. And now I'm going to go to the rectangle tool, and I'm going to just click right here and drag. I want to just make a rectangle that is smaller than the artboard. So then I'm going to let go. And now I'm going to go back here to the selection tool, and I want to make sure that I'm aligning this to center. So now we're going to go here to horizontal align center, and then I'm going to click vertical align center. So now I want to change this opacity a bit. I'm going to just change this opacity to about 75 because I want some of the texture to still come through, but I also want my text to be very legible. So now that I have my text right here, I'm just going to click and drag, but as you can see, I made this text before I added all these other elements, so it's actually on a layer behind all of this. So an easy way to do this is you can go into layers, but you can also click Control on your keyboard while clicking the text. You want to go here to Arrange, and then you're just going to bring to front. And just like that, your text is on top of there. I also want to align my text, so I'm going to go here to Align. I'm going to align center, and then I'm also going to vertical align center. So now we have our website right here, and same thing, it is on the layer behind. So I'm also going to hold down Control on my keyboard. I'm going to move this up just so you can see. Control on my keyboard, Arrange, and then I'm going to bring this to front. So I'm just going to click here, I'm going to add it to the bottom right here, and then I want to make sure that this is aligned, but I want to make sure that it's only horizontally aligned. Now we have our graphic. Just to add one more thing, because I want to make one more little detail on here, I'm actually going to make a border around here. So I'm going to actually make no fill color. So while the fill is selected, I'm going to click the backslash on my keyboard. I'm going to click this stroke color, and I want to make this a black color. So with that all done, I'm then going to go here to the rectangle tool. I'm going to click and drag, and I'm just going to make a small little border just to add an extra design element. I'm going to let go, And then I want to also align this, so I'm going to select this, and I'm going to make sure that I'm horizontally aligning it and vertically aligning it. I want to make sure that there is equal space around each side, and as you can see, I'm just going to take a little bit off of one of these sides here, and then go back, align this. And I actually want to make my line a little bit thicker now that I see it. So I'm going to go up here to the stroke weight. I'm just going to make this 3 points. So now we have this extra design element on top of it, and we are done with this graphic. This kind of graphic is great if you have a blog. You can stick this graphic into your blog post, then you can pin it onto Pinterest to then boost your traffic. So we can export this and save it for web, so we can then share it into our blog post and on Pinterest. Now let's move on to our next project, which will be a business card design, and I'm going to show you how to make a clipping mask in 2 different ways. So I already have this designed. I set this document to CMYK, and this is a standard business card size. Already set into this design, I have a rectangle which I colored, and I also have text. So in order to make a background, you're just going to go to the rectangle tool and you're going to add your desired color and then the type tool to create this text right here. So now I'm going to add another texture, and we are going to make a clipping mask within this text. So I want to make a clipping mask within my name. So I'm going to do the same thing that we did before. We're going to go up here to File. We are going to Place. And for this one, I'm going to add Marble Texture 7. I'm just going to click and drag this, and I actually want to rotate this. So I'm going to hold down Shift while I get this little arrow on the bottom, as you can see. I'm going to click and drag, but I'm just going to position this. And then we also want to send this behind the text. So to do a clipping mask, you're going to send your texture behind the text. So to do that now, we're going to hold down Control on our keyboard. We're going to click. We're going to arrange send to back. With that selected, we're also going to select the text so we can make a clipping mask. So I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to click this text. So now the texture and the text is both selected. So I'm going to hold down Control on my keyboard while both of these are selected. I'm going to click, and right here we get this window that says Make Clipping Mask. So I'm going to click there, and we have our texture that is clipped within our text. Just as we use the clipping mask here with our texture and our text, we can also use the same technique with shapes and vectors. So I'm going to show you how to do this on the other side of the business card right now. So I want to create a rectangle right here. So I'm going to go to the rectangle tool, and we're just going to add a little bit of the design texture on the back of the business card to keep this business card cohesive. So I'm going to go here to the rectangle tool. I'm going to click and drag. And I'm actually going to make this a little bit smaller. And now we have this rectangle in there. And so now that we have this set, we're just going to click out of here. As you can see, you can't really see it because there's no fill color and there's no stroke color, but the rectangle is there. And we're just going to do the same thing that we did before. We're going to place that texture in here. So we're going to place the same texture, which is Marble Texture 7. I'm going to just double click there. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to click and drag, and then I'm going to rotate it again. So I'm going to hold down Shift. I'm going to rotate this. And I want to make sure that it covers the entire artboard. So I'm just going to keep clicking and dragging. I'm going to bring this down a bit. And like we did before, I'm going to send this to the back. So I'm going to hold down Control on my keyboard, arrange, send to back. And while this is selected, I'm also going to select that rectangle that we created before. So I'm just going to hover over this until I see that path. While holding down Shift, I'm also going to click there. I'm going to hold down Control. I'm going to click here, and I'm going to make the clipping mask. So I'm going to click there. Once you make your clipping mask, you can always go in and move around your texture with the selection tool so you can make sure that your texture is in the exact right place. And now you can see both sides. You can see that the business card is cohesive. So feel free to have fun with this clipping mask technique. You can use this with text, shapes, and vectors. Today we worked with just 2 of these textures in these 2 different examples that I showed you, but there's so many more that you have to work with, so be sure to check them all out in this bundle. Each of these backgrounds is one of a kind, and feel free to use them in your branding, in your logo, your website design, in your business cards like I showed you today, any of your packaging design, and any personal design projects that come up. So have fun and stay creative, and I will see you next time.